Hello, and welcome back to my channel and/or my alternate Earth, Terra Sauria, an alternate version of Earth where the dinosaurs and every extinct species living at the end of the Cretaceous period didn't go extinct. Each video, I will present one species and talk about how and why they evolved, where they live, etc. I will not go into more scientific/biological explanations of my creatures. My videos will mostly be focused on the design and evolution aspects of each species. Each species might also take some creative liberties. I highly recommend you go back and watch the 5 previous videos in this series before you watch this one. The playlist should be linked in the top right corner, but if it isn't, you can find it in the description. Alright, without wasting any more time, let's get into the 6th species of Terra Sauria. The 6th species being introduced to Terra Sauria is the Sauroctonus imperator, which translates to Emperor Lizard Killer. Sick name, I know. I'll start off with this species' origins. The Sauroctonus imperator originates from the most well-known dinosaur of all time, the Tyrannosaurus rex, one of Earth's greatest and largest predators. The Tyrannosaurus rex was found all over North America. According to most modern estimates, the most complete specimens of T-Rex measure around 13 meters or 43 feet in length, 4 meters or 12 to 13 feet in hip height, and 5.5 to 9.5 tons or 5,000 to 9,500 kilograms in mass. Although some other theropods might have rivaled or exceeded Tyrannosaurus in size, it is still among the largest known land predators, with its estimated bite force being 7,500 to 12,800 pounds of force. This is equal to an elephant sitting on an animal, easily allowing it to crush solid bone. T-Rex had the largest bite force among all terrestrial animals. Before analyzing how these features will change with evolution, let's see how and where their future descendants live. The Sauroctonus imperator lives all across North America, mainly in the central area of what is now the US. But some do live in more Arctic regions. The adults typically spend their day either resting, hunting, eating, or taking care of and teaching the juveniles. Over the past 66 million years, Tyrannosaurus rexes became more and more specialized for hunting larger and larger prey, such as sauropods like the Paludititan. These specializations include an overall larger body size, an almost complete loss of front limbs that were mostly absorbed into the chest muscles, only leaving a small nub behind, a bird-like air sac respiratory system for increased stamina to increase their chances at hunting down a Paludititan, and a movable outer ear, also known as a pinnae, for superior hearing. For their mating display, they developed a large, more vibrant crest, along with small patches of blue on the throat pouch in males. To improve their ability at taking down large sauropods, they developed ziphodont teeth to slice at the legs, neck, and torso, taking off large chunks of skin and meat, leaving the sauropod to slowly bleed out or the wound becoming infected, similarly to carcharodontosaurs. To increase their chances even more at taking down a sauropod, they would become less solitary and form groups to better identify young and old Paludititans to separate from a group. They might also catch a Paludititan off guard when they're resting on a beach, or when they're nesting, but the Paludititan males will be near the female to protect them, so it rarely goes well. Now, I know I mentioned they increased in overall body size, but by how much? Well, the average adult size for males is 15 to 16 meters, or 49 to 52 feet, from the tip of the snout to the end of the tail, 4.5 to 5 meters, or 15 to 16.5 feet tall at the pelvis, and at 14.4 to 16.5 tons, or 13,000 to 15,000 kilograms. This is no lightweight dinosaur. To further expand on their hunting behavior and diet, the Sauroctonus imperator uses both persistence and ambush hunting. Most of the time, it's ambushing, but it depends on the situation. The parents would teach their juveniles how to hunt, using lost or left behind Paludititan hatchlings. For the Sauroctonus imperators that live in more Arctic regions where Paludititans aren't found, they hunt
Audio removed.
When males have reached around the age of 10, they will leave their current family or group to go on and start their own harem. What is a harem exactly? A harem, in basic terms, is a mating system where one dominant male defends access to a group of females. Before I explain what happens once a male has found a potential mate, what happens to the females when they reach maturity? Well, once they're old enough, they just leave. That's it. They wander, hunting prey, most of the time in groups of 5 to 6, waiting for a male. When a male does eventually come across a group or just one female, he will begin his mating ritual, which includes him switching back and forth between showing his throat sac and his crests to show his strength and power. He will also do a mating call, which is a pattern of clicking noises that go like this. If the female, or females, accept him, he gains control of mating rights for that specific group. But if the females aren't impressed, then he will go back searching for another group. If he does end up with mating rights, his testosterone will also increase, giving him a larger crest. If a non-dominant male comes, trying to take the current dominant male's place, they will engage in a sort of wrestling match mixed with a chest bump type of fight. They will try to knock the other down, and if the non-dominant male is successful, then he takes over the group of females. But if he isn't, then he is to leave, and to try again another time, or on another dominant male. The females take about 4 to 6 months per clutch of eggs, and lay around 10. Once the juveniles hatch, they eat small lizards and insects, but are eventually taught by all the adults how they'll need to hunt. The mother, and other females willing to help out, mainly raise the juvenile females, and the dominant male mainly raises the juvenile males. Apart from hunting, as I previously mentioned. As you can tell from their mating groups, Sauroctonus imperators are social, apart from males, who don't get along very well. I knew the first carnivore I'd want to cover for North America was the Tyrannosaurus rex, because, come on, it's the dinosaur. When coming up with the Sauroctonus, I knew I wanted it to be a sauropod hunter, so the first thing I thought of was their overall larger body size. The next thing I thought of was them almost completely losing their front limbs, even more than the Curse of Venator. After doing some research on theropods that were thought to have hunted sauropods, I added their ziphodont teeth for slashing at their prey. Everything else, like the pack hunting and more vibrant and showing crests, came after that. I had a lot of inspiration from this piece of artwork from a Madly Mesozoic video, but specifically this one, about the T-Rex surviving on the Ark from Halo. This video is awesome, by the way, and the rest of his channel for that matter, so I'll leave a link to this video and his channel in the description. Going back to why I was talking about this video in the first place, the Oxychrysteris nevensis, which was from the Spec Evo part of the video, and illustrated by Green Turret, was one of the ways Madly Mesozoic showed Tyrannosaurus evolving on the Ark. The idea of a large T-Rex and the large head crests was so cool to me. The Arctic design of my Sauroctonus imperator also took heavy inspiration from it. Sorry. All of that eventually culminated into the Sauroctonus imperator. Alright, that was the Sauroctonus imperator. I hope you enjoyed this breakdown of the 6th species of Terra Sauria. I have 3 ideas for upcoming species, and I think you'll all enjoy each one. As I'm writing this, we just hit 200 subscribers. Wow, this is crazy. I've had channels before, but they've never gone this far in this short amount of time. Thank you all for the support. I've been thinking about adding a fan art section at the end of these videos. Let me know if you guys would be interested in that. Speaking of art, if you want to see art I do in my free time, or for this channel, check out my Instagram. Still not a lot of things on there, but I promise to try and post more often. The link to it is in my bio. Thank you all so much for watching. This has been Ben. Goodbye.